Hello friends, so let us continue with the fluid dynamics second video here. Okay, so in the last class we have seen the Bernoulli's equation. So the statement of Bernoulli's equation is here. In an ideal steady and incompressible fluid flow, the sum of pressure energy, kinetic energy and potential energy or datum energy is constant along a streamline here. Okay, so mathematically I will write it as P over rho g plus v square over 2g plus z equal to 0 here. But this Bernoulli's equations has some limitation here. This is applicable only for an ideal fluid, as real fluid is viscosity and it offers resistance to flow here. Second thing, addition or a subtraction of energy takes place when the fluid passes from one section to another section here. Okay. So here actually in practical speaking, in the all the fluids which are called the real fluids have some amount of viscosity that you have to consider here. Second thing, whenever the fluid is passing from one section to another section or from one point to another point, there will be some losses that you have to consider. So this is not considered in Bernoulli's equation. So therefore, so the new equation that is called the Bernoulli's equation for real fluid is given by this one here, where we are just considering the losses here. Extra thing we are considering losses here. So let us consider the example here. You can see that here a pipe is there here. Okay, water is flowing through this pipe and it has two sections, section 1, section 2 here. And also you can see that the section 1 is at a height of z1 and the section 2 is the height of z2. For that the reference line is datum line. Okay, and the diameters are given, pressure is given and z value is given here. Okay, so the real fluids are viscous and offers resistance to flow, hence there are always some losses in the fluid flow, though these losses are to be considered. Thus the Bernoulli's equation for the real fluids between points 1 and 2 is given by like this here. Therefore P1 over rho g plus V1 square over 2g plus Z1 equal to P2 over rho g plus V2 square over 2g plus Z2 plus HL. So this is the Bernoulli's equation for real fluids. Okay, and you have to remember this one. This is important equation here. So this is mostly used to solving the problems here. So always you have to apply the Bernoulli's equation between the two sections. What have shown here like this. Okay. So after that we have the Newton's Stokes equation here. We know that the net force from the Newton's second law, f of x is equal to fpx plus fgx plus fvx, ftx and fcx. Okay. So in the above equation, if you neglect the turbulence force, then the equation which we obtain is known as Navier-Stokes equation. Okay, so this is known as Navier-Stokes equation here. Okay. Now what after that, what is the application of Bernoulli's equation? Okay, let us see that here. So Bernoulli's equation is applied for all kinds of incompressible fluid flow problems where various energies are involved here. The following are some of the fluid flow measuring devices here. Okay, so basically these are important devices for which the Bernoulli's equation is applied here. First device is known as the Venturi meter, second is your orifice meter, third is your the pitted tube here. Okay. Now let us see the Venturi meter. So this is a simple Venturi meter. You can see that here. So this is a pipe here. The pipe is along the length here, and this Venturi meter consists of three major parts here. So one is called the converging part. This is the short converging part. Middle is called the throat, and the next is called the diverging part. Okay. So this is the content here, and also a manometer is attached here. You can see that here in the figure, and here. So we have two sections here. Section 1, this is section 2. So section 1 is the converging part section, and section 2 is your throat section. So you are applying. You have to apply the Bernoulli's equation here, and also the diameter at the section 1 is d1 here, and the diameter at the section is d2 here, and this shows the flow direction here. Okay. So venturimeter is a device for measuring the flow of fluid flowing via a pipe. The parts of venturimeter are a short converging part where inlet diameter is D1, throat D2, third is diverging part. Okay, it works on the principle of Bernoulli's equation. Okay, so three parts: converging part, throat, diverging part here. So after that, let us see the orifice meter here. So the orifice meter is similar to the venturi meter only. You can see this is the orifice meter. You can see that here pipe, this is section 1 this is section. You can see that here this is section 1 this is section 2 and here also a flow direction is shown. So here this is orifice meter. You can see that here the area is very narrow here. Okay. So orifice meter is a device used for measuring the flow rate of a fluid flowing via a pipe. It is a cheaper device than venturimeter. It works on the principle of Bernoulli's equation here. Okay, actually it consists of a flat circular plate which has a circular sharp edge hole called orifice. Okay, which is concentric with the pipe. The orifice diameter is kept generally 0.5 times the diameter of the pipe here, though it may vary from 0.4 to 0.8 times the pipe diameter. Okay, so this is a short hole that is called orifice here. Now quickly let us see what is the difference between the venturimeter and orifice meter. So first venturimeter, the value of CD, that is called coefficient of discharge, is high in case of the venturimeter. The value of coefficient of discharge CD is low in case of orifice meter. Second thing, the venturimeter requires more space for installation, whereas the orifice meter requires less space for installation. Third, venturimeter is costly for installation and replacement, and whereas the orifice meter is less costly for installation and replacement. And in case of venturimeter, it is used for measurement of high flow rates here, and this is used for measurement of moderate and low rates here. Okay, so this is an important difference you should know between the venturimeter and orifice meter. Okay, so next important device is the pitot tube. Here you can see that a pitot tube. Okay, here also it consists of two sections, section 1, section 2. Here the water is flowing here, and suddenly the glass tube is emerging and suddenly bends like this here. Okay, the pitot tube is a small glass tube bent at right angles and is placed in the flow such that the lower end, which is bent through 90 degrees, directed in the upstream direction as shown in figure. The liquid rises in the tube due to conversion of kinetic energy into potential energy. Okay, so here the water will flowing here, so it has kinetic energy. Suddenly it will convert into potential energy because here suddenly the glass tube is bent here. Okay, and the velocity is of the velocity the velocity is determined by measuring the rise of the liquid in the tube here, where 1 represents section 1 here. Therefore velocity is equal to v1 is equal to under square root of 2gh. This is a theoretical velocity, but actual velocity is nothing but here. So but actual velocity is equal to v1 is equal to v actual is equal to cv into square root of 2gh, where cv is known as coefficient of pitot tube here. Okay, therefore velocity at any point is given by, so v equal to cv into under square root of 2gh. Okay, so next we have the notches here. So basically the notch is a device used for measuring the rate flow of a liquid through a small channel or a tank. The notch is defined as the opening on the side of tank or a small channel in such a way that liquid surface in the tank or channel is below the top edge of the opening. So notches are provided in generally tanks and big channels here. Okay, so I will show here. This is a notch here. You can see that here. So a notch, you can see that here. Okay, so in notches we have different types: rectangular notch, V notch, Okay, so these are some of the examples for notches here. Notch is a opening area. So basically these are the devices for rate measurement in case of rate of flow measurement, basically flow measurement in case of channels and tanks here. And all these devices, venturimeter, orifice meter, pitot tube, and notches, whether it is a V notch or rectangular notch, are basically used for flow measuring devices, where when it may be water may be flowing, it may be oil may be flowing, yeah, some other fluid may be flowing. Thank you.